In this video, we're going to be going over the most frequently asked questions about the Grand Rapids and surrounding areas, and it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, you are now watching Live Great TV, and I am your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you go below, hit that subscribe button, snap that notification bell, at least hit the like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that I'll be putting out each and every week, because honestly, I love making these videos for you guys. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I love helping you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. So that number and that email coming across your screen right now is my direct contact info. And yes, I'm the one who answers those calls and messages, so feel free to contact me anytime. And with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, you all, let's get right into it. The first question that I get all the time is going to be which areas in the Grand Rapids area itself are the most affordable. Now, if you're looking for an affordable place on the more affordable side, you definitely want to check out Holland, Ridgemore, and Creston, and you'll find the average rent in between $11.80 and $12.95. Now, you'll also find places such as West Grand, Michigan Oaks, and Swan on the southwest side to be more in the mid-range between $1,300 and $1,500. And if you don't mind that average rent around $1,500, you should be able to find something in the Highland Park, Heritage Hill, or Midtown area, somewhere around Martha's Vineyard. And then some of those places you will also end up in some of the higher price brackets. A lot of the places out there will be like you can rent your own family home. Just contacting some of the people who rent their houses out. Some great places to look are going to be Facebook Marketplace. Believe it or not, Craigslist is a very good source, and also going to apartments.com. People post their house there all the time. TripAdvisor. I go to these websites and actually see places that a lot of people aren't looking at. They're not finding these places. So go to those places, check those out, and you should have good success. That's what I've been hearing around town. The next question is going to be, how long is the commute in the Grand Rapids area? Now, the thing with the commute in the Grand Rapids area is definitely going to be a lot of people drive cars. 90% of the people who live in the West Michigan area have a car, they drive a car, but if you don't have a car, it is not that bad. Depending on where you live in the area, you definitely can get around easily between using the Dash, between using the Rapid, which is fairly inexpensive. You can get around town. Everything's pretty much close by. That's one of the great things that I really love about the West Michigan area, is that everything is probably about 15-20 minutes away. So getting around and commuting around the West Michigan area is definitely on the easy side. Get a hold of me if you have any specific questions in regards to that, and I'll be glad to help out. Now, along with that commute, you're going to be looking at things such as construction and the wintertime. People say in Michigan that we have two seasons, winter and construction, and it's pretty true. So knowing that that is the case, going on some of these detours, finding out more about the area kind of works in your favor as well, because you get to know some of the back roads. But if you're in a rush, it's probably not the most ideal situation to be in. However, knowing that you can get pretty much anywhere 15 to 20 minutes, which is well below the national average from going from one side of town to the next, you're in a good place as far as getting to where you need to go. All right, the next question that I get all the time is, how safe is it in Grand Rapids? Is it dangerous out there? We see some of the stuff in the news and media. However, that is not indicative of actually what it really is like to live out here. Getting to know the Grand Rapids area, it really is going to be a matter of perspective. So telling you more about the things that you don't like, especially if you like small yards or you like large yards. It really is going to depend on what your flavor is as far as that particular area. Now, I have to be very careful not to steer you in any sort of direction, but if there are certain things in regards to your lifestyle that you need accommodations for, I can definitely point you in the right direction. Also, what I will do is put in the description this place called Neighborhood Scout, and I have a crime mapper, so you can dictate what's gonna make the most sense to you. It takes into account a lot of the police reports and things such as that, so that way you have a good handle on exactly what to expect when you're coming to the Grand Rapids area. All right, the next question that I get all the time is where can I find a place to rent in the Grand Rapids area? I wanna rent, I don't wanna buy first. And that makes complete sense if you've never been to the area. You definitely want to rent short term and you don't want to commit to something right away. Now, when apartment hunting, your first focus should be finding one with the amenities that you need. Grand Rapids is pretty squarely in the Midwest, which means you'll be experiencing both high and lows of every season. And being especially close to Lake Michigan makes for snowy winters and humid summers. Like I'm standing outside right now and it's actually pretty humid. People think that they're getting away from it if they're moving from Florida. Yes, it does get humid during the summer months because there's so much water around, and also the fact that in the wintertime it gets cold. So it's one extreme to the next as you're making your way out to the West Michigan area, so that is gonna be my heads up. Finding a good source for apartment searching in Grand Rapids can be relatively difficult, which is why I put together a little list of our go-tos right in the description below to find out where the housing is in Grand Rapids. All right, the next question that I get a lot is, how much is it gonna cost to move to the Grand Rapids area? Now, it's different strokes for different folks. This is really gonna depend on what your budget is if you're making your way out here. Doing your research in regards to some of these moving companies, as well as some of the people who help transition, if you have a job that will give you an allowance in order to move, that's gonna play a role as far as your expenses. But knowing first and foremost exactly what you're getting into ahead of time, I've put some links below for you to actually use as a tool to make sure you're moving out here with the most efficiency as possible. All right, now the next question is, what do you do in Grand Rapids? What is there fun to do in the Grand Rapids area? Now, knowing that you see probably all of those Pure Michigan commercials and you see all these advertising about Michigan, you really want to get to know anything outside of just nature walking and hiking and camping and doing outdoorsy stuff, which is also a really great highlight of moving to the area. However, some things such as the John Ball Zoo, going out to Crane's Apple Orchard in the fall. This is Beer City, so there are over 70 different craft brewery companies in the area that you can enjoy. There's a lot of walking. As you can see behind me, people are walking around, just getting to know the area, grabbing a brew, going to get lunch on someone's patio, especially during the summer months. Michigan, we summer hard and we have a great time during the summertime, so there's never really a dull moment. And it seems like those summers go by so quickly because there's always something to do. There's always some fun to be had, and that is why so many people love Michigan. Now, you can also take a walk around the Frederick Meyer Garden and the Sculpture Park. You can go to the Grand Rapids Art Museum along the Grand River. You can catch a concert, a national headline concert, or you can watch the Griffins play at the Van Andel Arena. Or if you just don't want to spend any money at all, you can go to any one of the nice parks that are out in the Grand Rapids or the West Michigan area. Holland has a bunch of great parks. Grand Haven does, Spring Lake, Muskegon, South Haven, Kalamazoo. There's a ton of natural beauty out here, so if you don't want to spend money, you definitely can have a great time between the free events and the parks. You'll have a fantastic time and enjoy the nature that Michigan has to offer. The next question that I get all the time is, does Grand Rapids have a lot of employment opportunities? Are there good jobs? Nationally, there are a ton of jobs everywhere, but especially in the Grand Rapids area, I've highlighted the 10 biggest employers in the West Michigan area, so that link should be popping up, and you can find out exactly what those best employers are, who they are, what their job culture is, and see if it's a fit for you. And if that's the case, go ahead to one of their websites and apply online, because they're always hiring. Seems like they're always expanding. If you're looking for big city amenities with small town affordability and charm, look no further than Grand Rapids or the West Michigan area because it's one of the most affordable cities in the country. The cost of living in the Grand Rapids area is 12% cheaper than the national average, and the housing with the median price of $316,000. Also, the city is among the best places for careers. The top employers such as Steelcase, Herman Miller, Spectrum Health, Gentex, Meyer, Amway, and so many others that a lot of people look forward to coming to because they know they can get good jobs, they know they can move right in and just start living great. All right, the next question that I get about the Grand Rapids area is, how is the healthcare? People look into healthcare and make their decisions on that all the time. So some of the best places to look is definitely going to be DeVos Hospital, Mercy Health, St. Mary's Hospital, there's a MSU Hospital, Metro Health. There's so many other places that you can actually get good health care all around the West Michigan area. So don't hesitate to come on out and check it out for yourself as you're making your way to the West Michigan area. You're definitely gonna be in good hands. Last but not least, I wanna go over some of the things to do as far as the shopping and entertainment in the West Michigan area. Now, you can do it big. You can go on a shopping spree all the way out on Tanger Outlets, which is near the Byron Center area, which is right off the Highway 131. Or you can make your way over to the Grandville area, to the Rivertown Mall. If you want to go out to the Woodland Mall, that's right in Grand Rapids off of 28th Street. There's so many great places to go shopping in the West Michigan area. I wouldn't say it was the highlight of being out here shopping, but some of the boutique shopping such as downtown Holland, downtown Grand Haven, Rockford, Hudsonville, and even in South Haven, Saugatuck area, you're definitely going to be able to shop till you drop. Loving the area, loving the environment. People just have a great time, especially during the summer months. It's a great place to shop. You'll find those little boutique souvenir shops as well. So that's it. Those are the most frequently asked questions that I get about the West Michigan area. Again, for things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV, and I'm your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, make sure you go right below, hit that subscribe button, snap that notification bell so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that I'll be putting out each and every week, because I love making these videos for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, I love helping you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. So that number and that email coming across your screen right now or right in the description below is my direct contact info. I will answer those calls, I'll answer those text messages, so feel free to reach out to me anytime. And with that being said, we will see you on the next video.